day 51 of quitting weed, and I said these next 10 videos were going to be kind of more of a self-analysis and a self-interview to kind of cover some things that I haven't really gone over in some of my videos and to answer some questions from you guys. So let's start off with this question from Jack. What happens after 60 days? To be honest, bro, I really don't know. And if I were to answer that question, I don't think I'd be able to do it honestly because I can't predict the future. Um, will I continue to make videos? Maybe, maybe not. If I do, they won't be about quitting weed. Obviously, I've almost reached my 60-day goal of doing so, and I haven't really had the urge to smoke, so I don't think that it's much of a struggle anymore. I don't think there's really a story there. I don't think there's a lot of motivation there for me anymore in terms of, I can come on for 1,000 days and tell you guys that I'm not smoking anymore, and I don't really know if there's going to be any substance to it, realistically. Um, will I ever smoke weed again? Maybe. Who knows? I do miss rolling blunts. I miss smoking blunts. I miss the social aspect of smoking a blunt with people. I miss how smoking kind of brings groups of people together or individual people with completely different backgrounds and interests, outside of each other's to kind of have that middle ground of, let's smoke a blunt and have a conversation. But you don't need to be able to smoke weed to do that. You don't need to, just like you don't need to drink to have a good time. You don't need to smoke to be able to have a conversation and find some middle ground with somebody. So I don't know if that's going to be the case or not. Will any of my decisions that I make here on out when it comes to not smoking or smoking affect anybody else around me or in my life? Maybe. Some people that are really close to me are kind of still not believing the fact that I'm not smoking because it was so much of my personality. It was so much of who I was for the past 25 years. I mean, people that know me personally and know me really closely associate me with weed. I always had weed and blunts on me. I was ready to roll a blunt and smoke a blunt. You can always rely on me having weed for parties. You can always rely on coming to my house and, leaving blasted, realistically. And it's not really something I'm proud of. It's just something that happened. It's just something that became part of my personality. So will anything that I do in terms of smoking or not smoking affect those around me? It's possible. I really don't know. But I can tell you what I would like to happen after 60 days. So I can't tell you what's going to happen, but what I would like to happen is I would like to not smoke weed, or at least not have to smoke weed, not have to use that as a bridge for bridging the gap between myself and somebody else that I might not really have any interest in talking to or being around, other than the fact that we share the same want to get high. Um, I would really like to continue to grow my business and work on gaining some more clientele. I would really like to continue to gain financial freedom, or at least get close to it. I would like to get away from having to work a 9 to 5 or pick up contract positions to try to make extra money. I would really like to get to the point where I can help other people kind of provide for their families. I'm doing fairly well for myself. If I can employ other people and make sure that they're able to put food on the table for their children, that would make me feel like I'm serving a purpose and giving back to my community by being able to give people, a means to do so, like other people have given me. What I would really like to see is just constant growth in myself. I've seen a lot of growth in just the past 51 days, let alone what could happen in a year or two or three or four or five. Um, I can definitely tell you what won't happen after 60 days. I'm never going to go back to smoking regularly every day. I'm never going to go back to smoking 2 ounces a week. I'm never going to go back to waking up and thinking about rolling a blunt, or getting out of work and thinking about smoking immediately, or getting home and wasting 3 or 4 hours rolling and smoking blunts while I'm trying to work on music or graphics or whatever it is I'm working on. I definitely will not just replace it with something else like drinking or other drugs. I haven't done that yet, so I don't think it's going to happen. And I haven't found myself being so bored that, I can't stand it and I just have to fucking smoke. So I'm hoping none of that really becomes the case. It's something I'm going to push to stay away from, obviously. But yeah, I can't be fully honest and answer this question because I really don't know. But I hope that kind of answers your question. I know it's a non answer a little bit because, again, I really don't know. But that's definitely my goal, is to just stay strong, keep doing what I'm doing, and make sure that whatever decision I make, whatever it is I end up doing or I choose to do, it's going to be the best decision and option for me and for those around me. So I appreciate the question, man. Got 9 more days of this. If you guys have any questions, you have any thoughts, let me know. If not, I'm going to be just going through and answering some questions, like I said, that I've missed in my videos. And then I've got some clarifications that I want to make, but I'm going to save those for later videos when I can be a little more aggressive and a little more excited to reach the end of this 60-day journey that I'm kind of on. So you guys have a great night. Let's go.